Hello and welcome to this short video where I'll be introducing the Moonlight Village Discord as well as talking about the Moonlight Village release. So Moonlight Village releases tomorrow. It will be a new exaltation dungeon which can drop one of 3 exaltations depending on which boss you get last, either attack, mana or life. It's very challenging, but you always have a lot of time to Nexus during the fight. There is a lot of new loot too, so definitely be sure to check it out when it releases. Next, I want to introduce the Moonlight Village Discord. The Discord was made 2 months ago on the first testing session, and it's a Discord dedicated to only running Moonlight Villages. It's an organizer Discord, meaning that the runs are VC-less, so once you're verified, you can just join the runs without having to join the VC. But you can only verify with a dungeon completion. We recently decided to stick to that change. The reason being that the dungeon really doesn't need calls, so people can basically run it anywhere, even by themselves. There's so many things happening anyway that the only thing that you could instruct people to do, in our opinion, is to call just dodge, if you're a beginner at least. There's also a time-based loot system, which encourages players to run the dungeon faster and get more loot in return. This means experienced players are encouraged to stick together and get the most efficient runs in by doing more damage as well as sticking to the lamps and save time through that. Our Discord is basically meant for those more efficient runners to have a place and organize those faster runs for themselves. This is also the reason you should not expect any runs at the immediate release, as we still have to verify everybody that completes the dungeon once it is out. But you can obviously run in other Discords, so I recommend you check out Dungeoneer, for example, which also does VC-less runs, but for beginners, where anybody can join with no recs and no prior requirements, or all the other Discords, since basically every Discord will be running Moonlight Village. You might have seen that Pop Shadows doesn't share our opinion that you don't need to lead the dungeon, rather opting to call every single bullet in the dungeon and what it does, so players will be bombarded with a lot of information while they're trying to do the dungeon. They also announced that they're now a dual server, doing Moonlight Villages as well, in a very pretentious manner with like this poem, which was really not necessary for something so simple. I mean, a lot of Discords have already opted to doing all the exaltations anyway, like Popholes, which is now also trying to do LED shadows, like impeding on Pop Shads anyway. And obviously Dungeoneer, which I already mentioned, that does every dungeon basically. They also made a guide though, which is very comprehensive and quite great to read, if it weren't for the fact that it is full of emojis, which is in my opinion quite cringe and reminds me of those WhatsApp or Discord messages where every few words you have an emoji. It's pretty hard to read due to that, but maybe they'll change it in the future. I personally will be opting for a video guide, hopefully. Once that is out, that will definitely be linked in the Moonlight Village Discord I mentioned at the beginning of the video. In any case, we will see how things turn out. If things drastically change for the Discord, I might make a new introduction or update video on it. For now, I hope you all enjoy the upcoming Easter events and of course the new dungeon. The active Discord overview will probably not happen before the weekend. If you like this style video though, feel free to leave a comment, just let me know. Else, feel free to like, subscribe and share for more, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!